Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for listening today. We are speaking at the faculty meeting for San Francisco State University of the Cinema Department. We are talking about equity for minorities, the problems in the classrooms, and possible solutions for the classrooms. So my name is Jessica Payne. I'm a senior here at San Francisco State University, and I am the president of the Feminist Filmmaker Fellowship.
Hi, my name is Molly Hirsch. I'm a junior at SF State, and I am the treasurer of the Feminist Filmmaker Fellowship. My goal here today is to help bring awareness and support to minorities in the film industry at SF State.
Hi, my name is Cameron Lovey, and I am a senior here at SFSU, and I am one of the co-chairs for the HR department in F3, and I'm here to help make a change in our industry and also in our cinema department.
Hello, I'm Amber Valentine. I'm a junior at SFSU and HR co-chair in F3. I'm here because I want to see our program progress along with the industry.
We have a few things to talk about today. So the first issue that we've brought to the table is the issue of Title IX. There's an issue that we've been seeing within the classroom is day one in the syllabus. Title IX, of course, is in there by law. It has to be. However, we're seeing professors verbally skipping over it. You know, we do the syllabus review, we get to Title IX. Many professors are saying, okay, and there's Title IX, you can look at it at your leisure and moving on. The solution that we have to this problem is verbally talking about Title IX in the classroom thoroughly. This is important because to the students who have gone through the Title IX process, the value of reviewing the Title IX clause is greater. It holds a new meaning and it has a different weight for those students. So emphasizing the Title IX clause reminds those students of their importance and value in the classroom. On top of that, we just don't know what issues that classroom will hold. If there might be a Title IX issue within the classroom, it's important that every single student knows that they can go to their professor and speak with them, and also that those professors are mandated to report any issues to Title IX. This also goes along with acknowledging the minority ratio on day one.
On the first day of school, we just go straight into the syllabus and completely bypass the very evident minority ratio in the classroom. And a very simple way to handle this issue is to start acknowledging it verbally on day one. And a lot of us are going through not only a gender minority ratio, but a race and sexuality ratio. So just by acknowledging that this exists is going to help a lot. To go even further than that, there is something called the SFSU Cinema Code of Conduct. And we are advising and suggesting that the School of Cinema instate this within their syllabus. There are three main points that are very powerful. The first one is that the School of Cinema recognizes structural inequalities in the film and media industries. Secondly, we want our classrooms to look like the profession of the future, and this involves empowering women, people of color, and underrepresented groups. And lastly, we want to create an environment that empowers all students, recognizing and addressing the history of oppression in our industry. These 3 points will really open the conversation up on day one in the classroom for minority voices to be heard. And this will open up and bring awareness to the power dynamics that exist in our classrooms. To go even further is the issue of microaggressions.
So due to our cinema department kind of being different to the other majors on campus, this means that we have lots of projects where we do outside the classroom, where we're working on different people's film sets. And so when microaggressions happen, they usually happen unknowingly. For me, they were happening to me on film sets, and because I didn't have an actual term for it, I didn't know that it was happening to me. And then when I started talking to other students, they pointed out that it was happening to them too. And so because these happen unknowingly, it's important that we can educate one another so we can be able to advocate for ourselves in and outside the classrooms. We actually collected some personal stories that have happened to students on campus. One of them being when on a film set and having a group of cinema students gathered together and having the guys go around shaking each other's hands. And then when they get to a female, they stop and they either high five them or give them a hug. And this, sure, it's friendly, but it's unprofessional. And it sets a tone of inequality, because why is it that when they get to a female, they stop? And so being able to take the time to actually acknowledge it in that moment and correct it, it's really important. Another instance is when the women on film sets are being physically moved by their shoulders to and from different positions on a film set. And so Jessica actually has a personal story with this.
Yeah, so this was actually brought up in the 2019 faculty talk that we did, myself and Vanessa Wong did. And this was an instance where she brought up that moving someone by the shoulders, a male moving a female by the shoulders, instead of just saying, hey, will you go stand over there, please? That was inappropriate. No one should be touched. And we wanted to bring this back up because there was something in which I personally witnessed. I saw an improvement. One of the professors here, Scott Boswell, I took his class the following summer. And in that class, day one, he brought that up and said, hey, no one should be doing this. Please don't do that. If I see you doing it, I will call you out. And he did. Whenever he saw someone doing that on sets, he called them out and said, please don't do that. That's inappropriate. So that was just one success story that we wanted to bring back, circle back around and say we saw an improvement, and we thank the professors for making those changes.
Definitely. And so another one was actually something that happened to me when I was helping a thesis student help them fix something in their editing. And they had a question for me. And when I knew the answer, they said, well, you must know how to edit since you're a female. And this didn't bother me at first. And as the day progressed, I started thinking about it more. And in the history of cinema, women were actually never given positions on film sets. So they were put in the studios to actually edit. And to be making comments like this still, it's discriminating. And, a certain skill set takes time and energy to be able to actually be good at. And so to put someone's gender as to why they might be actually good at something in the film industry, it's hard. And so we need to not make comments like this, and to know that no matter someone's gender, they can be good at anything they actually put time and energy in. So by taking the time to actually educate one another on what microaggressions are, it gives us the power to help one another and to advocate for ourselves in and outside the classrooms. Because microaggressions happen all the time on a daily basis, and they happen continuously, and they're fed to us through our media. So another importance is doing something called trigger warnings.
Warnings should be set in place when showing films with situations involving sexism, racism, or homophobia, etc. Because without a warning, students could end up not fully benefiting from how the film is important cinematically. As cinema students, we know it's inevitable to watch films in class with content that has questionable ethics. But for example, with the film Birth of a Nation, teachers clearly state how the film doesn't hold the values of today, then go on to the reasons why the film is noteworthy. Not starting with a warning can hinder a student's ability to watch a film for its technical advances when continuing to see demonstrations of racism, sexism, homophobia, etc. Giving time for a warning of what the film contains and having everyone recognize those qualities, and then moving on to the reasons why it's important in film history, could make the film easier to review. If you look to our code of conduct, number 3 says we want to create an environment that empowers all students, recognizing and addressing the history of oppression in our industry. We suggest that teachers point out the social issues of the content before moving on to the technical aspects to ensure an environment of learning for everyone.
Lastly, I know that we've brought up a lot about power dynamics and power awareness. we also want to point out that at the end of the day, within the classroom, the professor has the most power in that classroom. I've had a lot of one-on-one conversations with professors. I know that our professors support us, support the minority groups, and they want the minority voices to be heard. However, part of what we are doing today is encouraging our professors to bring those one-on-one conversations to the public view of the classroom. There's power in that. There's power in minorities knowing that they have a place within the classroom and feeling supported publicly. And yeah, so basically we're trying to emphasize that the value of that transition and trying to bring the awareness of power within the classrooms. Yeah, that's basically the sum of what we would like to bring to you all today. Once again, we want to thank you for listening, especially within the crisis of the COVID-19. We appreciate all of the time that you're allowing to this presentation. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.